Joseph Stegner. Joseph joined Toastmasters to lift his poetry off the page and bring it to life in the hearts and minds of his audiences. Tonight you get to judge if it worked. He will be performing a poem he wrote for the very group that inspired his entry into San Leandro Toaatmasters 13 years ago, the poets of the Sacred Grounds Cafe in San Francisco, who he observed dishonored even their own profound words by not memorizing and connecting with the audience through the windows of the soul, the eyes. Even the most profound words lose power when the eyes of a speaker are upon the page, not the audience. There is a Toastmaster among us tonight who needs some encouragement, an artist who is struggling with the realities of being an artist in a materialistic world. Whenever you hear reference to words, imagine colors and art. When you hear writers, imagine an artist. Please welcome our own Johnny Appleseed of poetry, Joseph Stegner. And he also has a fine segment. Thank you, Joseph.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. As always, it is a treat to see all of you, and welcome to our guests who came in. I hope that you find this meeting is enjoyable and that you walk away feeling like you want to come back. As it was mentioned, I wrote the poem I'm about to read for a group of poets in San Francisco. Week after week, I would see the same poets get up there, and often some of them would read the same exact poem, but each time they read it, they would read it right off the page. And I noticed that even the most profoundest of words, if they're not delivered with connection with the audience, it made me just think of one thing. The only thing more boring than reading is watching another do the same. So again, as every time you hear writer, picture an artist. Anybody in the field that they're given, where they give it their all. You, who are the voices, the wind within the veins, bringing your vital oxygen to needy hearts and brains. You who have the gift of speech that ears are blessed to hear, remember your importance. The future is yours to steer. If you craft the tasty sayings that seep into a person's soul, don't let the weight of poverty make you drop your sacred goal. 99.9% of folk like to see things after they are done, not seeing the entire process of what went in to even one. Like broccoli in the produce stand, or any vegetable or fruit you like. It starts as a seed so tiny, with little growth each day and night, yet slowly, through the process, the delicious fruit is born. Likewise, with your talents, however thin your heart is worn. The pain we sometimes go through is sometimes deep and wears us out. And because the challenges don't seem to stop, our faith converts to doubt. And the usual encouragement we want to always give becomes difficult to conjure if we don't even want to live. If you've never been quite that depressed, I hope you never come to be. But if you do, remember, a writer's task is to experience and see. Like those in special forces have to practice to extremes, so it is our soul must also dip into the hells of what life seems, and through the trials and the challenges, and sometimes even being seen as the worst, is sometimes absolutely necessary to bless your readers when they're cursed. So hold your head up, stay afloat, be brave and forge ahead. It is only by depths of experience that the sightful pen is led. Don't settle for less than all your best, else common you will be. Those who strive for excellence have qualities observers can see. The higher your standards, the higher the goals, the higher the mark you'll achieve. Don't be discouraged if intuitive visions are too grand for the blind to believe. We who are born to ride the wave of our pulses to tomorrow, let us be the noble creatures who rid the world of sorrow. To the artist at the table who has fear that time is short, and the accolades of fame are too elusive to report. You've expressed concerns, my words don't matter, because I'm bipolar, but so is the earth. And because I can be labeled, my perspective is of less worth. But I have been around the block, where others have feared to go, and the facets of the soul I can be firm to say I know. I am the Johnny Appleseed of poetry, with a planted forest that's yet to mature. Labors of love are never in vain, on that a good steward is sure. I cannot silence all the voices that think another way, who do not have an artist's eye behind the things they say. This is a world whose chiefly measure of success is cold hard cash, while artists see another treasure more worthy of our stash. The ability to inspire, to be a light that shines in the dark, to love enough when you sense a danger, to not hold back your bark. To love the truth enough, it's all you want to express, using your talent and creativity to find new angles to emotional address. I wish everyone around you could see what we see, here where your peers are your fans. You are a humble titan, given to artful use of your hands. Here we see a warrior of truth, able and ready for what success demands. I conclude with, doesn't matter how you might appear, for everything there is a first. Even heroes and geniuses, one more time, even heroes and geniuses have things at which they are the worst. The storms may batter your ship with high seas, and waves may sweep over the deck, but hold your grip, O champion, to rejoice that you weathered the wreck. Be strong, fellow artists. We're all with you.
Thank you, Joseph, for that wonderful performance.
Very special. This is very special.
Now, time for